having a great day so far. We're going to settle in for a 30-minute flow here that's going to involve a little more holding and a little less flowing. We're really going to challenge our bodies. Let's get started today in Sukhasana, easy seated pose. Sitting up tall, resting with the palms on the knees. Taking the shoulders over the hips and using these first couple of moments to come into your space. With the eyes closed or a soft gaze to the floor. We begin to give ourselves permission to be here. This morning, as we go into our practice, just take an inventory of your body. How are you feeling from head to toe, in body and mind? From that space, find your intention. Begin a deeper breath if you haven't already. Perhaps an Ujjayi breath or a counted breath. Noticing the rise and fall of your chest and feeling yourself sit up even taller, heart gently opening. On your next breath in, flutter the eyes open, spread the fingers out wide, and prepare to move on your exhale, a Suvi circle, as we bring our body down and sweeping over our legs. And as we breathe in, coming back up tall. So we're feeling some release here in the right hip, pulling the navel in, movement in our core. And we're able to find a little space in our spine. Let's go a couple more times here. One more full time around. And then we'll sit up nice and tall and change direction, opposite way now. One more full time around here. And come back to sitting up tall. Change the cross of your legs so that your other leg is forward now. Still sitting up tall. More Suvi circles. Exhale. Start clockwise. When you sit up tall, feel a small expansion in the rib cage as you pull the navel in. And the next time that your body comes up tall, change your direction once again. Big exhale on your descent here. And inhale. Stop sitting up tall now. Beautiful. Lift your arms up high overhead and press your palms together. Take a strength mudra, an L shape with index finger and thumb, and then press your thumb back behind you. Keep the legs heavy. And on your exhale now, release your mudra and your hands down in front of you and come into tabletop pose. Give your shoulders and hips a gentle shake here. And we'll prepare right away for our downward facing dog. Walk your hands half a handprint in front of you. Tuck your toes and send the hips up and back into your down dog. Stay a moment in stillness. Just observe how you feel right now. Bend the knees so that your tailbone can be sent up to the sky. Start to feel your shoulder blades widen out. And don't worry about how close or far your heels are from the earth. Continue to press firmly into your fingertips. Feel the whole body working. And now let's begin to walk our dog, bending at one knee while the other leg lengthens out. Feel free to sway the hips here. Keep the ears in line with your biceps. Feeling some warmth generate in the backs of the legs here. And we'll come to stillness now in our downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank right away here, and this can be done on your knees or lift it up, completely up to you. Hold here for a moment, and as you exhale, round your back and send yourself back slowly into that down dog, maybe even with those bent knees, so that we can really send that tailbone up. Let's come forward again now. Into our plank, lifted or lowered, up to you. Deep breath here. And then as we exhale, slowly begin to send yourself back here. Downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Forward into plank. Really round that back. And then hold with a straight back, regardless of on your knees or lowered. Once more, round the back. And send yourself into downward facing dog. We're going to work our way to the front here, but slowly. Come all the way up to the balls of your feet and look towards your hands. You're going to tiptoe forward. Keep the hands planted for as long as you can, and we'll end up here in our forward fold. Bend the knees so that the belly can descend over the thighs. Head and neck heavy. And we will take our opposite elbows into ragdoll. Sway right and left if that feels good to you today. Stay grounded through the heels. Keep the head and neck very heavy here. We'll come back to center and plant our hands down here just for a moment in our forward fold. And if the hands don't quite touch the earth, bend your knees until they do. Come up now for a half lift. Send your hips behind you with a long spine. And exhale down into your forward fold. Root through the heels. Let's lift our bodies up one vertebrae at a time. Reach up long overhead into your extended mountain. Pressing those fingertips up to the sky. And we're going to do a little bit of a flow here. Let's start to bend at your knees like you're going to come into chair, but we're not. And then we're going to sweep our arms internally first and then reach back up, long legs, long arms. If you need a demo, I'm up here anytime. Go ahead, bend the knees and lift and sweep the arms. Navel in. Our sweeping motion here. Do this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach back up, extended mountain. Dive slowly forward into fold. Very, very slowly here, finally reaching our forward fold, nose to knees, hold. Take your in-breath on a half lift here. And then as you exhale, come back into your forward fold. Plant your hands. Step your left foot back into a runner's lunge. Keep your knee over ankle in front. Go ahead and lower your back knee down to the mat. Keep your left toes tucked. If possible, come down to your left forearm. If not, stay on your palm. And we're going to lift our right arm up in a twist. Think about stacking the shoulders and pressing your left forearm into the mat. Keep sending that right hip toward the back of the room and keep your front foot flat. You can stay right here, or we're going to lengthen the back leg. If If you lengthen the back leg, you might notice you find a little more height in the arm. If not, again, it's all right. Go ahead and lower your back knee to the mat now. Bring your right hand down to the inside of your front foot and come back up to your palms. Bring the hands now so that they frame your foot and tuck your back toes into your runner's lunge. Step forward into forward fold. Take your half lift here, tabletop spine, and exhale back into fold. Nose to knees as we hold a moment. Look forward slightly, and we'll step our right foot back this time into our runner's lunge, bringing the knee down to the mat. Keep the right toes tucked. Once again, stay on your palm on the right or travel down to the forearm. On your in-breath, lift your left arm up to the sky. Big deep breaths here. Maybe your gaze is up towards your outstretched hand, or if that's too much for your neck, just look across from you. Now, regardless of whether you're on your palm or your forearm, go ahead and lift your back leg. Really feeling the body activate here. Sending that left hip toward the back of the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and drop the back knee now. Bring both hands down to the inside of your front foot so you can come up to your palms. Hands now frame the foot as we return to our runner's lunge and we step forward into fold. Nose to knees. Lift your body up halfway and fold over the legs. Let's rise all the way up into our extended mountain. Really press those fingertips up and bring your hands to heart center. Lift your right leg up to balance here. Knee comes to about 90 degrees and you're going to flex your toes on your lifted leg. Micro bend in that left knee. Find your hip points square to the front of your mat. On your exhale, begin to send yourself back into lunge. High lunge here. Be sure those feet are on railroad tracks, and if you need to take a look before you lift your arms, do so. So again, we're thinking about squaring the hips toward the front of the room here, keeping the knee over ankle in front, and a strong back leg. With the arms lifted, our shoulders are drawn away from the ears, and we hold here, feeling the strength of our body. As you exhale, begin to open the arms out to the left side as you twist. We're reaching for the front and back, squeezing the inner thighs, feeling strong. And let's lift up slowly, back into our high lunge. From here, gathering our strength mudra, and as you exhale, press your thumbs back behind you, shoulders still soft. Perhaps you lift your gaze to further challenge your balance, or maybe you're just looking forward, and that's okay too. Your practice. I'm just your invitation. On your exhale now, bring the shoulders back over the hips and release your mudra. Bring your hands to heart center. Very slowly begin to bend forward and lift, coming up to standing with the hands at heart center. Be sure your feet return facing the top of the mat here, around hip distance apart. We'll take our arms back up overhead and reach for our extended mountain and bring them back to heart center. Now we're rooting through that right leg as the left leg lifts up. Flexing the toes on the lifted leg. Squaring hip points. Feeling the hip in its socket, right? So no sassy hips, as I always like to say. And on your next exhale, slowly begin to send yourself back into that lunge, taking your time, arriving, adjusting the body as needed. It's often very difficult to land in proper alignment, so we want to take that time to observe the body. Squaring hip points, that right hip now is being sent down and back. We start to feel the quadriceps at work here. And now on your exhale, open the arms and begin to twist to the right. As we twist, continuing our strong alignment. Back leg nice and strong. Remember that wiggling and wobbling is all part of the process. We're not expected to be statues, we're human beings. As we hold here this morning, I want to thank Greg for joining us. Very committed to his practice. And we'll lift all the way back up here into our lunge, holding again for a moment. Perhaps you're starting to hear that front leg start talking to you. Let's take our strength mudra above head and start to press our thumb back behind us, lifting the heart, maybe even the eyes. Breathe deeply. Good, let's exhale till the shoulders are above the hips. Release your mudra and bring your hands to heart center. Lean forward to step up to standing. And we'll meet now in Tadasana. Hands down at the side, palms facing out. Deep breaths here for 3. 2 more. Last one. Let's start our sweeping up motion again. So we'll bend in our knees as if we're going to come into chair. Sweep the arms in front of you and lift up. Extended mountain. And sweep again as if you're picking up a pile of leaves and you're throwing them up over your head. 3 more here. Really sink into those sit bones, get low and sweep up. 2. Last one. And we'll come back all the way into our extended mountain and forward fold. On your in-breath, take a halfway lift. Fold and plant your hands. Step yourself back into plank. Hold in your plank. Once again, knees lifted or lowered. You want to feel a small arch between the shoulder blades as you press into the mat, knitting our lowest rib to the navel. If you want more from this, instead of being on the balls of the feet, you could come all the way up to the tip of your toe. Stay strong and hold. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take it back to the balls of your feet if you're not there already. And take it into downward facing dog for a moment. Stillness here. One of the hardest challenges in our practice can be to remain still. Let's come forward again into our plank on your inhale. This time we're going to come down and hold Chaturanga. So again, whether we're on our knees or we start lifted, lower into Chaturanga and hold. Keep those elbows squeezed in. Keep the sit bones down. Press into the fingertips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way to the belly now. Take the tops of the feet to the mat and come up for a baby cobra. Pressing so much into the tops of the feet that the knees and thighs float from the mat. The hands can be gently on the mat here. We're not pressing though. Don't press into the earth here for baby cobra. Use your abdominals and root the pelvic bone. Again, if you want more, float the hands in front. Start to squeeze those shoulder blades together as we open our heart. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Tuck your toes. From here, you have options. Start to press all the way up into plank or simply roll your body up. Either way, let's move our way to plank. And press back into downward facing dog. Stillness once again. The big challenge for today. Find that widening in the shoulder blades. Feel the feet planting to the mat. Heels descending toward the earth, tailbone to the sky. Step your feet together now. Lift your right leg up into your 3-leg dog. Keep those hips nice and square to the earth as the big toe points down to the mat. On your exhale, bring your knee in as close to your body as you can. Hold a moment here, nose to knee. Take it all the way back into your 3-leg dog. And now step through into your runner's lunge. Turn your back toes 90 degrees until you have heel to arch alignment. Press into that edge of your back foot as you windmill the hands up into warrior 2. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and gaze strongly over the middle finger. Perhaps bringing a smile to your face. Feeling this external rotation of the thigh. Imagine that your thigh is rolling externally to the outside of your mat. And that you have a long line of energy from the back foot traveling all the way up into your hip, creating parallel lines with the earth and your arms. Reach forward now. Option to float in your extended side angle, meaning your elbow floats and you reach forward toward the front of the room, or you can rest the forearm lightly like a feather and reach. Continue to press into your back foot and feel all of the work being generated. Big deep breaths here. Stay strong through the legs. You can do this. Continue to hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back up. Warrior 2. Almost there. I know you want to straighten that front leg. Stay strong. And on your exhale, bring your hands down to frame your front foot and turn your back toes. Step yourself back into plank. Let's lower through Chaturanga together on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it into Cobra or upward facing dog, your choice. And take it back into downward facing dog. Feet together. Left leg up to the sky, 3-leg dog. Bring that nose to knee and hold close. Send it back into 3-leg dog. On your next exhale, step through into your runner's lunge. Turning your back toes that 90 degrees, creating heel to arch alignment. Press into the edge of your back foot, windmill the hands up. Warrior 2. Dropping those shoulders away from the ears as I find my own alignment here on the mat. Strong, focused. Again, external rotation here. So feeling the thigh roll out toward the long edge of your mat. Feeling that line of energy all the way from the back foot and up into the hip. Let's come into our extended side angle your way. Reach forward and either float your low arm or let it rest gently like a feather. We should be feeling our obliques working hard to help support us. Our side body strong, finding endurance. Keeping the knee over ankle in front. Big hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Begin to work your way back up into your warrior 2. Continue to hold. Stay strong. You've got this. Beautiful job on your exhale. Take your hands down to frame your front foot and turn your back toes. Step yourself back into plank. Come forward, and let's lower into Chaturanga. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up, up dog or Cobra. Open that heart. Hold here again. And exhale back into downward facing dog. Come on down to tabletop pose and shake it out. Hips and shoulders swaying. Come down to your sit bones. And right away, we'll make our way to our spine. Hug your knees in and start to roll back and give yourself a couple of rolls here, forward and back, massaging the spine on the mat. We'll come flat to our back now. And let's finish our practice today with Happy Baby. Taking your knees to the outside of your rib cage here. Reaching anywhere from the back of the knees all the way up here to the feet. That feels good. We want to keep the lowest part of our low back on the mat. And feel free to sway right and left. Try to relax the shoulders down to the earth. And perhaps you even want to bend one heel towards your glute while the other leg lengthens out. Just find what feels good for you here today. And we'll bring our knees now in for a hug. And on your exhale, make your way to Shavasana. Taking whatever posture feels good to you. Perhaps it's traditional, long legs, long arms. Maybe you want to take legs up the wall. Or a supine cobbler's pose. Wherever you wind up, start to release all effort from your body. Let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Fingertips and toes are light. And here, we give ourselves full permission to be in this state of conscious relaxation. Slowly begin to bring awareness back into your body. Take a deep breath in and let it go open mouth. Allow your head to move right and left. Pressing your thumb to each fingertip to reawaken your sense of touch. Wiggle toes and roll ankles and wrists. Bring one knee and then the other into your chest. Give yourself a hug. And on your exhale, roll to your right in fetal position. Giving gratitude to the earth for all of its support. Gratitude to your body for coming to your mat today. Let's press up into Sukhasana, easy seated pose. Sitting up tall and resting with our palms face up. A moment of reflection for our practice. On your breath in, lift your arms up long overhead. Press your palms together, and as you exhale, bring them to your heart center. My deepest gratitude to each of you for sharing your practice with me today. May each of your practices unite your mind, body, and self. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Make it a beautiful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.